One of the most important pieces for avoiding plagiarism is making sure that you give credit where credit is due. Now at Tyndale, we have different citation styles. These are essentially the organizing principles behind how we cite things properly, how we give that credit. And there are 5 main styles that we look at here. MLA is primarily used in our English courses. APA is for the behavioral sciences, things like psychology, sociology, counseling, social work, as well as our business courses. Chicago is a very common citation style for a bunch of undergraduate courses: history, philosophy, anything biblical studies and theology. And you're going to use Chicago as well a lot on the graduate and seminary side. And you might also run into things like SBL, which is very similar to Chicago, or Turabian author date, a style mainly used by our Doctorate of Ministry program. Now, I'm not going to go into details today about all the nitty-gritty citation aspects here. We have entire tip sheets devoted to each of these styles that you can look that up. But I will give you a couple of beginning pointers so that you'll know what you're getting yourself into. So every time that you include something from an article or a book in your papers, whenever you incorporate that into your text, you need to include an in-text citation. An in-text citation is essentially a short little note that acknowledges or points toward the source that you got your information from. What that looks like will vary by citation style. MLA, APA, and Turabian author date all use parenthetical citations, which essentially means they put the citation information in brackets at the end of the sentence that they're citing. MLA includes the author's last name and the page number, whereas APA and Turabian author date also include the year of publication. This way your reader can identify where did the information come from, and they can always look it up on their own time if they wanted. Now Chicago and SBL use a slightly different method. They use footnotes. Footnotes are those chunks of text that you sometimes find at the bottom of the page, and it's got little superscript numbers at the end of the sentence as well as at the bottom, matching the information up. Typically, Chicago and SBL use a little bit more information the first time a source is referenced, but then they don't do as much the second time. But I'll leave you to look at the tip sheet if you want more information on that. But simply these in-text citations aren't enough. You also need to include all of the sources that you've referenced in an alphabetized list of sources at the end of your paper. This list goes by different names and different styles. In MLA, it's called a works cited. In APA, it's called references. In Chicago and SBL, it's called bibliography. And in Turabian author date, it's called reference list. Now there's slight differences between what information they include and what punctuation is used. Again, take a look at the tip sheets for more information on that. Now at the risk of repeating myself a little too much, both of these are necessary. You have to have an in-text citation and the source referenced at the end of your document. Just having one is not properly giving credit where credit is due. And yes, I know this is finicky. I'm sorry about that. This is just how the academic system works. But getting this right now, especially as you move your way into higher level courses, is going to be extremely important. The more you do this, the better you'll get at it. So get into the habit now of carefully doing in-text citations and references for every paper you write.